LootBet, online esports betting. Dota, CSGO, Overwatch, Hearthstone, and many more. Bet on tournament matches or in-game events while viewing them live. Deposit using money, bitcoins, or even skins. Join LootBet now. Use the code you see here when you deposit and grab your bonus.
It has been a long night of Counter-Strike, and it all comes down to this. We've had 6 of 6 possible maps. And some of them have gone many, many rounds in. Not in this series so far, but it ends on the same map that we saw North versus Penguin. It was the Danes, in that case, that took it over the line in 16-14 fashion. See if they can do it again. Obviously, only 2 Danes currently in the server. Tag and Nico. Modi and Freiberg Swedish, and a Norwegian in the form of Kroman. And then on the other side, everybody is Polish. So, that one's a little bit easier. Now we're going to be going into our knife. Of course, Mirage, I still think most teams will choose that CT side start if they get the option. All that needs to be remembered is, last time they played this map, Heroic won 19-17 in overtime. And we've only ever seen one map taken when AGO play against Heroic. And I mean one map just total, not even like, oh, they always take whatever. Like, well, not train. I was going to say train, but that's not the case. But, yeah, the first time they've ever beaten them on a map was actually on Inferno earlier today. So we'll see if they can double that up, make it a second map. Whether or not Heroic are going to continue their reign of terror over his team. They're currently 9-1 in maps. Want to hit that double digits. They want to hit 10 and more importantly, make themselves into the semi-final, facing off against the Danes. We could have pure, well, not pure Danish, obviously, because Heroic aren't even full Danish themselves, but Danish organizations. There you go, that works. Are into our pistol round. Kevlar on every single player bar 1. Furlan breaks the trend as he will have himself a smoke and a kit. These are just going to go barreling straight into middle, looking like they may just try to split towards this A side. There's some aggression coming in over towards the ramp, though. 3 players from the CT side, and this could be absolutely perfect. Bomb going to be pushing alone in towards jungle, but eventually they are going to try it and just cross back over, but they don't realize there's that many players on ramp. The CT side have just shut things down completely, as Kroman is the only one left alive, pushing in through the connector. Tao only on 4 HP, should get this kill, but maybe not. He's actually going to be swarmed, and they're going for knives. He actually gets 2 because of that, which is an extra $600 for him at least. Either way, AGO, they will take themselves the lead. Now the T's, well, probably just going to force into this one. Kroman going to pick up a scout and actually chuck that over to S-Tag. Leaves him with only a deagle. Not ideal. S-Tag. I think this may have just been down to the spawn. He's going to look for the pick over towards the ramp, but nobody crossing. In fact, they're even going to smoke it off. Died. Decent amount of weaponry here, but no utility. 1 flashbang. That's all it is. Not really much at all. Can't expect a huge amount from them here. Know what can be done with these pistols. Got plenty of time left on the clock as the Ruby tagged down just 1 HP. Peak will be coming back in, and actually a couple of kills now go the way of this T side. A minute left on the clock, so definitely not out of time just yet, and PHR now feeling like he has to make some sort of play. Question is the risk worth the reward? He'll find an M4. Slight upgrade a little. Well, actually, I think it's quite a hefty upgrade. FAMAS is a piece of trash. Comparison to the M4. And in comparison to SMGs and most pistols. But let's ignore that. Here we go. Line up. The silenced M4, not so commonly used, but in this scenario, will help. Nice shot from Kroman. That deagle has definitely paid for its investment. Almost paid for it just in terms of the money he gets. And Tao could be looking to try and deny that bomb plant. Instead, He will not, but he does find the kill. Left all onto Croman. 1 versus 2. Shouldn't be any hope for him here, and Tau will eventually trade things back. So the CTs at least get themselves the round, but only 2 players surviving. And you wonder if the Ts might want to force again. CT side. Actually, I think they were quite worried the potential force buy into this one, so they've gone with no extra SMGs. It's just going to be the straight-up rifles. All Heroic have really done is spend that extra bomb plant money. And hello, Groovy. Nice way to just clean up around like this. Make sure the cost is not too high. Only 1 player lost, so decent amount of money will be built. AWP even saved in the end, and now the Ts will come back with a buy of their own. Now, Nico, if he wanted to, could go for a glass cannon AWP. We saw him pick it up a bit on Inferno, but I think glass cannon may be a little bit too much, especially as someone as competent with the rifle as him. Yeah, they've got the economy, and that was the one thing that they never really got in the previous map. The amount of money that they needed to kick things off. Aggressive start for Groovy. He not only finds a kill, but does a hefty tag. And that nade is going to do just about enough. Modi has traded one back. And actually, they've managed to get themselves out onto the A site. So a decent amount of map control for the Ts at least. But just look how much utility's left in this retake. There's an incendiary on every single player. An HE and, well, a couple of HEs and some smoke. So realistically, this should be fairly easy for the CT side. Especially now that Furlan's found a frag. Will eventually be traded out by S-Tag, so not over until the fat lady sings, but the problem is so much utility just to be expended out onto different positions on the site. Now, they know there's 1 man in CT at least. They don't know that the second is there, but they're just going to be throwing out so much utility. Tau finds one through the smoke before going for that defusal, and he's taking a lot of damage. Actually, Croman's quickly found 2, and now the bomb ticking so far gone. I think it's going off. It's going to be very close indeed, and actually he's not got it. Croman. What a clutch out there. The double spray down through the smoke. And Heroic take their first round, squeezing it through. You have to expect that AGO are going to force here. And they will. Straight in with the buy. PHR can afford an AWP. Snatchy's still one of the guys, like, sticking with... Hamas, actually, they've got 2 AWPs. They give one to Snatchy, or are they just... See, personally, I'd rather... I get that you don't want to just... go from having a weapon to a pistol, but give the AWP to Snatchy. He's the AWPer, for God's sake. One man alone on B. Sounds like the beginning of some sort of like country song. And alone on B. Or like banjo or something playing along with it. Oh, body. Is going to find that opener, and now it becomes very difficult indeed. Furlan and PHR here to try and defend this. PHR will get 1. Furlan's still here, and actually PHR's going ham, but he's, well, run out of the rest of the sandwich fillings. Freiberg here's the rotation, and now Groovy is stuck in the middle. Stuck between a Freiberger and the remaining players of this Heroic side. It looks like they're going to get themselves a second on the board. Now the CT side, well, the hopes save this AWP. Freiberg, he has been spotted, but it won't matter. He'll find the kill, and for some reason, Auto Director would rather show Nico picking up an AK, but... CT side, not really much choice but to just try and save what they got. Mid-stack. There's lots of players here at the moment for the CT side. Oh, this is what you call pro-observing. Nobody actually going in this direction, though, for the Ts. Smoke. Go down into the window, but they will have seen the trajectory and should be able to work out where that's from. Players actually coming back into middle. Sure, I'm going to leave this here. Let's see what happens. Ready? Keep coming in. Pistol's doing quite a bit of damage, but then the split from behind should make things nigh on impossible. Now we'll only be Tao left alive. Tao actually does manage to take a second kill. They do a decent amount of damage in that round at least. There we go. CT side now. Back in with a bye. Roman currently 9 and 4, leading the way. PHR up there with him. Remember, one of these teams is eliminated from the tournament. The other goes through to the semi-final. And is one best of 3 away from making it to the StarSeries land. Now, we know that actually Heroic were denied qualification to Dallas by this very team on Mirage as well. All they had to do was win in regulation, and that would have been enough. They win in overtime, and they go out to Heroic. I think based on head-to-head, so that was a pretty brutal way to do things. But Freiburg finding a double, and has still got talent. He's been playing for such a long time. I think if you're not a fan of Freiburg, you must have something wrong with you. It's like not liking Taz. PHR doesn't manage to remove S-Tag from action. We'll have Croman still waiting over towards the ramp. Croman up onto the site, still going strong. Molotov can be thrown in to deny the push, but actually THR will still manage to find one back. Now he's the man with the kits. Him going down will be a little bit more of a problem. And actually he is going to go down. The nade dunks him out. Croman gets himself an 11th kill. How is just waiting around the corner, but Croman does the damage. 3 kills for him in the round, 4-3 in favor of Heroic. Streak continues after the pistol. Now the CT side once again are left without cash. Again, actually not going to be an investment back in. Just some pistols. Nothing much more. Iron not going too well. And actually, Furlan's managed to do quite a bit of damage versus what was just a fake. But throwing in a fake round versus pistols, I don't know. I'm not really a fan. I think all you've really done is given the opportunity for weapons to be had. And maybe even a little bit more. Groovy looking to do more damage. PHR in the backlines as well. Just going to be boosting over the top of the smoke. Croman is literally there. And instead he denies the bomb plant. Quick flick to leave it on to just one, and out of nowhere, AGO equalize the scoreline once again. Eastside now with disjointed cash, but Nico will be able to bail them out with his bank. Though. Double AWP set up him for AGO, Snatchy and Furlan. I've always liked seeing this team with the double AWP setup, so excited for that to be back in play. And we'll be... Actually, both are facing into middle. No, Nico. Be tagged low, peek back in from Snatchy, and the timing shot just takes down S-Tag. Great start to the round from him. He has been a little bit quiet so far in this series. bit more of a step up, and well, doesn't last long. Oh, AKs on almost every single player at the moment on AGO, excluding the ones that had AWPs. What's this B defense? Power waiting patiently. Has support from short. Peeks out and spots Moddy. Try and use the pop flash to buy him a little bit more. Moddy looks away from it, manages to survive, and actually Furlan missing the shot. He's wary that there could be players still coming in from short. Instead, he switches to the cross and misses another shot. He's given a chance to Moddy, who will now take him down. Groovy on the scene. Has support as well from PHR, who's going to be coming in from short. Now, there's a couple of low players. Moddy's actually got 3 kills so far in this round. Roman. There, these players getting tagged even lower, but they still survive. Roman's going to be going for the fight, but now they take down one, a second, and it's all on to just the 1v1. PHR, the time not with him. Aid not going to do anything, but just trying to deny anybody from going for the defusal. Eco so wary. Is there going to be enough time for the defusal, or are they going to have this heartbreak again? I think this time he's got it. Just about. PHR will clutch things out. It's far too close. But the fact is, now AGO have the advantage, and ooh, I think this one kind of has to be a save. Maybe just some pistols. Try and keep the economy low at least. They're actually going to go for this. I can understand it either way. The money's not good for the CT side. You want to try and reset them. This seems like quite a risk. Gone for this force buy. CTs, as I said, if they lose this round, they actually don't have much money to play with, so you can definitely understand why Heroic have gone for this, but at the same time, high risk behind it. Molotov going to do absolutely nothing, so these will still be able to execute. This is interesting, though. This is all an elaborate ruse. It's a fake. It's a bait. It's to try and make them think they're going towards this site. Instead, they'll head in towards, well, B. But unfortunately, that has failed as well. They need to get rid of Tal very quickly indeed, and instead he doubles down. Molotov going to be thrown in. Tal on 1 HP, and somehow this ends up flawless. Heroic with an elaborate plan and an even more elaborate failure. They will be left with nothing but pistols into this round, if that. 2,900 will come into their accounts in the next at least, so they will have a decent amount of money. Let's see. We've already seen some pistol victories. If we get any more, not a bad start. Nah, she just recovers it. 3 quick kills. S-tag will be burnt out. And Moddy, careful, my friend. You are dangerously close to the edge. And goes down 2. 7-4. Have ourselves the T side with an execution over towards this A side. Back to basics for Heroic. It's been 4 rounds in a row for AGO. Looking for a little bit of aggression himself. Hasn't got anybody just yet. Throwing the flashbang to try and maybe throw off a couple of these players as they do set up their utility. Execution will begin. PHR up above. Again, they still have a man trying to hold off the rotations. Actually, the T's, they look like they're about to execute, but instead they've waited. Still setting up their smokes. HR looking to try and get close once again. He's actually going to go aggressive himself. Takes the fight, and S-Tag will take him down instead. Groovy waiting close. Has the full rotation from his team. Doing a lot of damage. And actually going to fall into the flames. He's just burning. He's going to burn all the way down. 100 HP lost from just flames. And the fact is now they're doubling back. Again, it's going to be a fake from Heroic, but this time the fake has been sold perfectly. They spotted the bomb, all the information was gathered, and I like it. I like the fact that they didn't just dedicate themselves to this site after things had already gone a little bit wrong. Freiburg, the classic entry fragger, almost the OG entry fragger, will be able to find one, but he goes down. It's back into a 2 versus 2. S-Tag is doing work on the site, but eventually he goes down, and now Croman is left with just 21 HP. Already. Bomb's going to be tapped. Pushing back in. Croman wanted to find that kill. Goes for the diffuser instead and will find it. Back into the 1 versus 1. Furlan just hoping that he can find this bomb. He's searching in the smoke and it's going to be left completely blind. Just tapped it to try and bait Croman into thinking he's diffusing, but Croman is not falling for it at all. Waiting up above. Knows that he's there, but he finds the kill anyway. Croman 1v2 with 21 HP. This guy's been clutch so far, and he will be clutch again. 7 and 5. Heroic are back on the board. Snatchy. But we'll already kick things off. A lot of damage is done by utility alone. Pop flash in. Heroic looking to try and be a little bit faster in this round, but the fact is, there's already players ready and waiting for them on this site. They've already taken a lot of damage and they already don't have much utility left. And this is one of those rounds that really counts for a couple. Tau will find one, but Furlan and Snatchy are there to combine. Furlan will close it. A much better round from AGO as they break back instantly and remove any money from the hands of Heroic. Now the question is, do they force to the end of the half? The answer very quickly becomes a yes. As said, forcing till the end, at least of this half. Again, looking like they're going to try and head into B, but look at the amount of damage that's already been done. How? A little bit skeptical. Players pushing in, and S-Tag, even with a scout, is still going to be peeking in with 1 HP. However, Furlan's here on the cross. A nice position from Tau as well in the end. And while Modi, 17 HP and a Dream. Dream is dead. 9 and 5 AGO. Already make this look like a pretty decent half, and the fact is there won't be much left. Croman again, still top of the board for his team, but it's PHR and Furlan leading the way on the other side. Double off setup will continue. It's going to be a 4CZ go round. These can't afford much else. Heroic desperately trying to get themselves a 6th at least. Ready, Furlan will find the opening pick on their man in middle. He is asking them to change his ways, because Groovy actually going to get overwhelmed. There's a man in the corner that they haven't spotted. The ninja spot is called the ninja spot for a reason, but only one for PHR. Somehow these rounds just seem to work out. Why even bother with the rifles when you have the CZ? That's what I ask. Cal now has to be the one to try and make the play. S-Tag almost goes down. Doesn't even flinch. He just sits there. Hit will be retrieved at least, so they do both have one. Nico is hiding in the back lines. S-Tag Desperately trying to dodge bullets, and he will be able to do it, and he will find himself a kill. 9-6, Heroic make it work with the pistols. Be at least a little bit back, but you have to remember they were in the lead at 1.43. Now we go on to the T side. Is it going to be AGO pulling away, winning themselves the pistol and having the chance to just take this in 3? Or are Heroic going to make the comeback after losing their original map pick? Oh no. Actually no, never mind. Both teams won their map pick. Winning their map pick, but losing their opponents. Are they going to make the full turnaround? Croman definitely hopes so. 15 and 11 at the moment. The stand-in definitely doing work, and I definitely think that this guy is someone that needs to be picked up. I think no reg. At least seen a decent amount from him. This could be the team he actually joins. We don't know where the new Heroic roster is going to go. Obviously, we got Freiberg in here for a stand-in a couple of times, but no real sense of either of them joining the roster. Obviously, they do still have Rabino anyway. Here we go. Freiberg looking to try and catch them on the cross, but can't do anything as for now. And, well, does manage one at least. Actually, a second for Freiberg. Freiberg just styling on these young'uns. But PHR able to find one back. Turn it into a 3 versus 3. Nico. Hitting him from short. Have the kit. He's going to be tagged down as well. Leaving it on to just really Modi with any health. Croman trying to get back in, but Modi is now alone, and Groovy will get his 3rd kill this round. 10-6. Now things become really tough for Heroic. They're going to try and win themselves this force buy, but if they don't, very far behind indeed when it finally comes for their buy. Ready. Tau is going to be opening things up. Couple of kills off the back of these Mac 10s. Still a few low players that they have to be wary of. Now the split comes in. A lot of this will come down onto Croman, and S-Tag and Modi have done work on the other side, but the fact is the bomb going down should make this nigh on impossible. S-Tag spamming through the smoke. PHR still fairly healthy, could afford to take a little bit of a risk. Bomb will be going off. Mac 10s will be kept at least. Something to bring into the next round. Never mind, one of them will go down just as I say that. Almost removing an AK from play. You can understand why S-Tag went for it, but does mean they have even less going into this next one. Croman will be dropped the CZ. Nachi. Be up close as they look to push in, and well, he's just made himself a little bit of extra cash. Will be traded out, and actually Modi's found one with a Mac 10 as well, so he's making himself some money. Could maybe even opt to bring in a secondary AWP if needed. Nico's the one who's saving the cash for at the moment, and again, it is going to be the cleanup on towards that A site. Now for the CT side, the only thing worth saving here is Modi's armor. Anything else, Freiberg's no point bringing this Mac 10 in, so he may as well just try and do some damage. Maybe catch a guy on an exit. However, we'll catch him instead. Modi just waiting on the outskirts of the site. Just hoping that somebody pushes in on the angle, but the fact is, not going to happen. T's escaped 12 and 6. 4 rounds needed now for AGO to close this out, take themselves into the second stage, create another Danish versus Polish matchup as North are the ones waiting. Coming in into middle. He's just looking to try and take an aggressive front. Molotov already thrown in. Actually, Furman's going to find the opener. In fact, another onto Croman as well. It's looking like the CT side may be struggling in this round. Doorman sneaking around in the palace. Taking some serious map control with the ladder room under their control. Well, CT side have to be very careful with angles. Gonna gamble a little bit over towards this A site, although actually S-Tag starts to get a little bit skeptical about the flank coming in, worried that there could be someone in window. He's... they are gonna go for the execution towards this site. Modi going for the peak, but he's gonna be lost instead. And now it's just down to S-Tag. He needs to go up absolutely huge if he's gonna have any chance. He's trying to clear out these angles. Instead, he's caught by Tau. This is going to be 13 to 6. There's nothing that the CT side can do about that. One man left. It is going to be Freiberg. Does manage a first kill. Doesn't have a kit anyway, and there's no extra utility. The chances of him winning this round are slim to none. One rifle saved onto Freiberg. Rest of the players just going to invest into some pistols. Fact is, we are now looking at a 13-6 scoreline, a potential 14-6, unless the pistols can do some real damage here. Now, they do get the max loss bonus into the neck, so we may even see double AWP set up if wanted. Plenty of utility again being expended here. One rifle is going to be on Freiberg, which is currently playing into mid. They go a little bit aggressive here, try and take the challenge off Tau, and Freiberg just rips his head clean off, but the rest of the team are going to go pushing in. Nico's also found one with a pistol. Modi gets one as well, and it's all falling apart for the T side here. Not a single frag going their way. DHR with too many targets, and he takes down Freiberg, but somehow, again, it's these pistols that just manage to steal a round away. AGO with a chance to take a hefty lead and get themselves onto 14, and instead, Heroic, they hit 7 and damage the economy significantly of this T side. Already, S-Tag is going to kick things off with the AWP. Freiberg finds a second. already just having a cleanup here. The AWP's doing the work. S-Tag manages one more. Nico closes another. And what was looking like beginning of the end for Heroic may not be the case. It is going to be Furlan all alone. He does at least catch one. Still has the bomb in hand, but this would have to be one of the craziest clutches of all time, and it's not going to happen. S-Tag with the AWP. Does the work. CT side, definitely with a big advantage into this one. It is only going to be Pistols running in towards that B site. Groovy, ready and set. Snatchy and Tao have managed to find 2 kills. These Pistols are doing it again, ladies and gentlemen. It is just awful, isn't it? Fast play is enough to catch them out. To go though. Once again, it is the Pistols that do the damage, and now Heroic could be in some real trouble here. They lose this round, and I think this may just be all but over. He's don't have a huge amount of money themselves, but they would have enough to buy into the next round anyway. Gonna have the tactical pause called by AGO. They know that this is their best opportunity. They win this round and the game should be theirs. Question is, are they gonna end it here? Snatchy, I'm guessing there's an AWP on the floor ready and waiting for him. S-Tag will at least have one, and he has had a bit of a resurgence in this CT side. They're just going to fall back to basics. Faster play coming in from the T's. Al has to be very careful, and actually he is caught with his pants down. Now the T's, once again, it's going to be this quick execution as they try to catch the CT side before they manage to get back in, but instead their Palace player is Molotov'd off. It will come down to the players pushing out from the ramp. Molotov thrown in, trying to deny any more presence from the CT side. The fact is, even in a retake here, they'd be in trouble. Pushing through the smoke, PHR. He manages one. Missed shot, but PHR's doing the damage. He finds himself 3 quick kills. Groovy pushing in will be caught, but PHR wants to do it alone, but he can't. Snatchy left in the 1 versus 2. Has an AWP, but has 1 HP. Even stubbing his toe would be a big problem for him here. Gonna get the bomb plant. Well, possible scenario. Gonna be watching the angle. Freiburg try and peek out here. Actually does. And now it's gonna go down to the 1 versus 1. Croman, he literally just needs a singular bullet. The HE would be enough to do it. The problem is, Blue Where's Snatchy now? Is he just going to be waiting in the corner, trying to use the CZ? I would say go with the AWP here. He... Literally, if it hits him, that's enough. Looking to round the corner. He's waiting, but Croman does get himself the kill. And he will be keeping this going just a little bit longer. It's not over yet. As Heroic will get themselves a 9th. Croman again with the clutch. It's now going to be 14-9. T's looking like they're going to try to explode onto this A site. The sheer pace last time was almost enough, and PHR leading the way. He's 26-12 at the moment in this server. He's been difficult to shut down. Furlan, though, will be the one to open it this time. The spray through the smoke does decent amounts of damage, but not quite enough. Now the CT side have got to make a decision. Either do or die. Do they go for this, or do they just try and save onto what they've got? Push will be coming back in. Looking like they're going for this, but already Freiberg has been lost. It may not be worth it here, but they're falling like flies. The T's take all the players down. And now we'll be left onto the pistols once again. However, Heroic, they've managed it before. The question is, they manage it again. We go. Once again, tactical pause taken. Last time AGO did this, it didn't work out. But look what's up against them now. A CZ, a couple of Deagles, a Scout, and a FAMAS. Flashbang in. Modi looking for a little bit of aggression. Minute 20 left on the clock. T's have taken mid control. It's not something that the CTs can really force the issue too much on. Underpass has been cleared. There's some aggression coming out from Croman as well. He's one of the rifles. It's actually quite interesting they haven't sent the